Just over a year since our state's first cases, we're passing a milestone that is hard to fathom. New numbers from the state showing more than 10,200 cases in the past 2 days. It pushes our total number of COVID cases in Michigan above 700,000. Those 10,000 plus new cases are out of more than 67,000 total tests. It means our positivity rate right now is above 16%.
Additional 21 deaths also being reported the last couple of days by our state. To this point, more than 16,200 Michiganders have been lost to the virus, and the surge in cases trumpeting the need for vaccinations as quickly as possible. That includes our more at-risk communities.
Angeline McCall has a look at those efforts in West Michigan and the latest track on the vaccination efforts. Angeline?
Janice, Derek, you guys already shared those concerning numbers for COVID cases and deaths, so I really want to focus on vaccine numbers. The good news is that the state continues to ramp up vaccination numbers, today registering more than 106,000 new doses and 87,000 people have recently become vaccinated. What you can see on the screen right now is that at this point to date, 2.9 million Michiganders have received their first dose of vaccine, with 1.8 becoming completely vaccinated with that full efficacy rate. So I really want to focus now on those more local numbers to West Michigan. At this point, 700,000 people have received that first dose. And now I'm going to switch it to new numbers. So these are the ones that are just coming in now. The darker the green means the more vaccines administered versus the lighter the green, the less vaccines. So no surprise here with Kent County registering the highest at around 8,000 first doses just today, with 5,000 becoming vaccinated. Kalamazoo County down there, 1,300 new first doses. Muskegon up here around the same amount with 1,300. I'm going to go down to some of these lighter numbers. 461 first doses administered in Van Buren County, and then also in Berry County around just a little bit less at 502 doses. Now, as vaccines become more widely available here, it is still a massive effort to vaccinate our state's most vulnerable population, including homeless individuals. Today, Cherry Health hosted a vaccine clinic at TROTTER to vaccinate those who might not have access to the internet or be able to register for appointments ahead of time. They're hosting this clinic every other Monday to provide an opportunity to those who want to get the vaccine so that they have that chance. Today, the team was able to vaccinate about 20 people with the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, which is just one dose, though they will provide any vaccine that is available to give to them so that they can get the protection that they would like to get.
I think it's very important that we're here for every member of our community, and especially here today because these patients have a harder time getting access, and we want to make sure that we keep them healthy and keep them out of the hospital.
Cherry Health is providing these clinics every other week around the same time and day, so it can become more well-established for those who might not have any other way to get vaccinated. In the studio, Angeline McCall, Fox 17 News.
All right, Angeline, thank you for that. Meanwhile, given the current surge of cases, we are seeing there's efforts being made to stop the spread among students when they get back from spring break.
Fox 17's Lauren Edwards spoke with county health officials and the leader of the Kent County Intermediate School District to see what is being done.
Just as an overabundance of caution, we think it's important that people take the opportunity to be tested.
Kent ISD Superintendent Ron Kaler urging all students who travel for spring break to get tested before they return to the classroom next week.
Michigan suffered recorded 8,400 COVID positive just on Saturday alone.
So they and the Kent County Health Department are opening up 5 COVID testing sites beginning this Friday, April 9th through the weekend till Monday.
This is not a statement that it is now okay to travel. Rather, it's a statement that says we know some people are going to travel.
JOANN Hoganson with the health department says it's not just for students, but it's for their families as well. She says the rise in cases represents people's pent-up desire to travel.
People are just really tired of staying home. It's been a long year. The pandemic is dragging on, and there's many people that want their normal life back.
So officials are asking all travelers within their school district to set up an appointment soon to ensure they have a safe and healthy rest of the semester.
You know, spring break is a memory, but spring is the time when schools create lasting memories for their students. Prom, graduation, things that you recall fondly all of your life.
That was Lauren Edwards reporting. Kohler says if you've gotten the vaccine, you don't have to be tested, but that is up to you. The results are immediate and will be texted to people confidentially. If you'd like a list of those 5 sites that Lauren mentioned, you can find them on the Fox 17 mobile app right now.
A man refusing to stop for state police leading to a chase across multiple counties today, which ended in a crash. This was the scene at Craft near 76th in Kent County earlier today. State police tell us a 53-year-old man from Nashville refused to stop for troopers around 520 in Berry County today. State police chased him for a while, but eventually stopped that pursuit. Afterwards, the man crashed into a pole at the intersection there in Kent County, knocking out power nearby. State police say he sustained minor injuries in the crash, but was taken to the hospital after ingesting drugs before he had been taken into custody. Well, a collision between a train and a semi in Ottawa County could have been avoided, that according to authorities.
Thankfully, there were no serious injuries in the incident. It happened at 64th and Chicago Drive. The Amtrak train had 59 passengers on board, heading from West Michigan to Chicago when this collision happened. Authorities telling us the driver of the semi tried to beat the train, trying to make a delivery in the area. Among those passengers was a family in West Michigan heading to Chicago as part of their spring break plans.
Just a little bump, but everyone is fine. No injuries or anything. My baby didn't realize what happened, but my older two, yeah, they know. But they're fine. They're just ready to get to our destination, Chicago.
Those passengers were stuck for about 4 hours and eventually picked up by charter buses to complete the trip to Chicago. Sheriff's office says the truck driver may be cited for that crash, but the investigation is still ongoing.
Being more transparent to gain trust.
But I also hope that voters realize, there were 250 of these audits conducted around the state of Michigan. And by and large, the results were very similar.
One West Michigan county being even more transparent about the election, hoping to quell any lingering concerns. How they're trying to do it still to come.
And the search continues tonight for 2 people missing in West Michigan. What authorities are saying about each case.
Anybody that says that they need diapers for their child can come in.
Yeah, see a need, fill a need. That's exactly what this group is doing in Allendale, who they're helping, and how much the donations are already making a difference. And a reminder, you can get more news and weather from Fox 17 by downloading our app on your streaming device like Fire TV and Roku. We'll be right back. Police in Kalamazoo Township need some help in tracking down this woman. They say Ann BUSHEK was last seen on March 31st off of Espanola Avenue, heading to Tim Hortons. She's known to frequent Shakespeare's Pub, and her family says she's unable to care for herself and may even harm herself. So if you see her, you're urged to contact police immediately.
And deputies in Newaygo County are looking for this missing teenager tonight. We're told that 16-year-old Devin Bates is considered to be a runaway. It's not clear when he was last seen, but we're told that he was wearing the shirt that you see in that picture at the time.
Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson is turning down a request to testify in front of the Senate Oversight Committee regarding the 2020 election. Benson said in a letter that she's concerned the hearing could further lies about the election and act as a platform for a package of GOP bills that she opposes. Senate Oversight Chair Ed McBroom says her decision is disappointing and perplexing. Benson has maintained that the November election was secure and says some 250 election audits have affirmed the integrity and accuracy of it. One West Michigan county, meanwhile, going above and beyond to boost its transparency.
Our Aaron Parsegian has a look at what Ottawa County is doing to restore faith in the election process.
As some still try and cast doubt on the 2020 election, local officials are hoping to quell lingering concerns.
When we're facing challenges of that trust, I think it's important that we have the foundation of transparency.
In Ottawa County, they want the public to get a close look at how they work.
We were getting so many calls and, had so many conversations with concerned voters who just legitimately had a lot of questions about the process, and we wanted to be as open and transparent as we possibly could be, and just kind of laying out the facts of how this election was conducted.
Every county in Michigan is required to hold a post-election audit, but they aren't required to make the results public.
And I think that's something that definitely needs to be changed.
This year, Roebuck made the change himself. On Monday, his office released a detailed report full of facts and figures that take readers through the step-by-step process of their ballot counting and audit.
Our goal was to make it simple and make it as, as transparent as possible. But I also hope that voters realize, there were 250 of these audits conducted around the state of Michigan. And by and large, the results were very similar. So, I think from the perspective of the security in our elections process, I think voters can be confident.
Each section providing a letter grade for how they did and areas they've hoped to improve. The report could be an outline for how election officials shine a light on the process in years to come.
Election officials are certainly not perfect. It's a human process. So I think what's also important is for voters to see the record of us looking at those mistakes and fixing them moving forward. And I'm encouraged by this report, but hopefully, we can get some other communities to jump on board as well.
In Ottawa County, Aaron Parsegian, Fox 17 News.
If you'd like to take a look at that report yourself, we have a link at fox17online.com. A local organization that has been going strong for years now, continuing to fill a need that's often overlooked.
And it's a need like so many others that has increased over the past year or so with COVID. Diaper Ministry of Allendale, located at Valley Church, serving between 60 and 80 kids per month with free diapers. The organization has been running for several years now, and after expanding, is now able to connect with more people in their community. No questions asked. Thanks to donations and their partnership with Nestling's Diaper Bank of Holland, they're able to give out on average 36 diapers per child in each household between 10 a.m. and 11 a.m. on the second and fourth Saturday of each month.
There's assistance for things like, food and medical has assistance, but there is no assistance for things like diapers unless there's somebody that takes an interest in it and wanting to help out. Absolutely. Anybody that says that they need diapers for their child can come in. Yeah, we wanted to make it very, just a place where it's non-judgmental, where they don't have to worry about, being judged if they do need help or, having to prove that they need help or jump through too many hoops. We really just wanted to be able to be a connecting force in the community as well.
Next Diaper Ministry is set for this Saturday, April the 10th. They're located at 5980 Lake Michigan Drive in Allendale. They also accept donations for diapers as well if you're interested. For anyone who'd like to contribute, for drop-off details, just reach out to that email right there on your screen, valleyoffice@valleychurchallandale.org.
Well, still ahead, car fires happen, but typically not like this.
Yeah, the damage is isolated to one area.
The evidence is not adding up, and that means a more thorough investigation is needed where it happened and the work now going into it.
Take a look at this chart for tomorrow. Are we talking early April or late May around here? Yeah, we're way above normal. Averages in the upper 50s, 20 degrees above normal, and we may go even higher. Derek and Janice by Wednesday. I've got your forecast coming up.
Firefighters are still looking for leads after a suspicious car fire.
It happened in a neighborhood just off of South Division in Cutlerville. Our Julie Dunmeyer spoke with investigators about it.
A normal car fire happens while the car is still running or shortly after.
Car fires tend not to be weird.
But a car fire at Camelot Manor is weird.
Yeah, the damage is isolated to one area of the vehicle, and it appears to have originated in an area we don't typically see car fires originate.
Lieutenant Brett Holmes says this car caught fire 8 hours after it was last used, Saturday night. So it's not likely a mechanical failure. The location of the damage, the burn patterns, they're all suspicious. Which is why Holmes is packing up evidence in a paint can to send to the ATF.
When these things happen, when things out of the ordinary happen, we are deeply vested in those.
Witnesses telling investigators this fire sounded like an explosion.
There's any number of reasons that a car could have a fire, experience a fire. They range from mechanical failures sometimes even a natural incident involving the weather or human intervention.
In Cutlerville, Julie Dunmeyer, Fox 17 News.
Anyone with information is asked to contact law enforcement immediately.
The testimony in the David Chauvin trial continues. Today we're hearing from the ER doctor who pronounced George Floyd dead.
I determined that the likelihood of any meaningful outcome was far below 1% and that we would not be able to resuscitate Mr. Floyd.
Yeah, that and what members of the Minneapolis Police Department had to say about training for restraining subjects.
All right, Derek, take note of some of these cooler temperatures way out in the western U.S. That's associated with a weather system that eventually will work in here with some rainfall, but there's a lot of real estate here out ahead of it with warm air. We've got a few days into the 70s. I'm going to break it down for you. Forecast up next.
Three siblings injured in a hit-and-run crash this afternoon. A 14-year-old boy airlifted to the hospital in serious condition. His 7-year-old brother taken by ambulance, while the family took their 14-year-old daughter to the hospital as a precaution. This happened just before 4 p.m. near Ralston Road and Arney Road in Sherwood Township. Michigan State Police asking people to keep an eye out for a silver Chevy Equinox. It'll be missing its passenger side mirror and headlight and have damage to the grille and bumper. The identity of the driver is not known at this time, but police believe they were alone in the SUV when this crash happened. Witnesses tell MSP the driver went west on Blossom Road after that crash. If you have any information, you're asked to call Michigan State Police. Witnesses at the Country Inn and Suites in Holland say a man exposed himself in the pool there this weekend. Police have now identified that man as Ronald Barnes, a known sex offender who drives a truck for Wolverine. Barnes was using the pool Saturday morning when it happened. Witnesses reported him to hotel staff and then they called police.
Allegedly travels quite distances around the country. So we're notifying our law enforcement partners about this situation, see if it matches anyone else. So far we haven't gotten that information yet, but that is our concern. I mean, this is at 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning. There were families around that area, and just not a good situation at all.
Investigators say that Barnes did not have contact with the witnesses, although given his history, they want to make sure that no one else has either. So other witnesses are being asked to come forward tonight. Investigators in Battle Creek have determined a series of fires in the area were arson. They include a car fire on March 21st on Hamlin Avenue and 3 fires that were set at a home on Oaklawn Avenue. It's the same home where a double murder took place. No word on if investigators believe those fires are related. Silent Observer is now offering a reward for information that leads to arrest. Call them if you know anything. Lock your cars. That's the message from Grand Rapids Police tonight after a surge in vehicle thefts.
They say in 2020 car thefts went up 180% since 2018, and all the department says they saw more than 800 stolen cars last year. They believe thieves are using the vehicles to then go commit other crimes like armed robberies, shootings, even homicides.
You can look at COVID, but I think what it really comes down to is because of COVID, we had to, pull back our proactive enforcement or proactive contacts. And so, we stopped being proactive. We stopped making traffic stops. We stopped, making contact with people. And so, unfortunately, I think that kind of emboldened some people to go out and, push the envelope a bit more.
Police add not to leave anything valuable in your car, especially not guns.
All right, Derek, let the good times roll with this weather forecast, and roll indeed they will for tomorrow and Wednesday. As I mentioned last night, I said it would take a while to crank up that engine with the temperatures today, and indeed That's exactly what happened. We were fluttering around in the upper 50s to lower 60s in Grand Rapids until mid-afternoon. Then that filtered sunshine emerged and we took our shot at 70, but came up just shy by 1 degree. We maxed out at 69. Folks, we are going to break through that 70-degree barrier tomorrow. That is a certainty with a partly cloudy sky. There will be some high-level, mid-level clouds around obscuring sunshine, certainly from time to time. It won't be a complete blue sky, but there will be radiation out there and a warmer atmosphere already in place right now. Once we get that sunshine back, it'll tap into it. And here we are, 72 at noon tomorrow, 76 by day's end, and some nice southwest breezes at 10 to 20. That will keep the immediate lakeshore a little bit cooler, especially the further north you reside. But you won't have to go too far inland to pick up on some of these much warmer temperatures, well into the 60s and then into the 70s, just a little bit further inland from that. Temps right now running in the 50s. Generally, we come down to about 53 tonight, then level off and even start to rise a little bit towards daybreak. We've got winds out of the southeast, so that's a pretty favorable direction to actually take warmth all the way to the lakeshore. But those winds will turn more to the south and even have a bit of a westerly component to them, say south-southwest, before going completely southwest, I think, by tomorrow afternoon. So a little bit of a cooling effect right along that immediate shoreline. But as I say, you come inland, and we're talking about 75, 76, 77 degrees already by day's end tomorrow. Big, massive pool of way, way above normal temperatures. On the 6 o'clock show, I was showing you North Platte, Nebraska was sitting at 88 degrees. So I didn't actually see their daytime high. Perhaps it was 89 or 90, but that is an abnormally warm air mass for this time of year. Let's go to the charts and take a look. Obviously, the brighter the colors, the greens into the yellows, oranges and reds, that's where the warmest temperatures are projected. The colors on this map are at the 850 millibar level, 5,000 feet off the ground. Why would we show you that level? Well, because it's a good proxy level in meteorology to determine what is going to happen at the surface as far as temps. And clearly, this warm air mass is atop us right on through Wednesday and Thursday. There's a system out to the west denoted by that closed off height line, and it is out ahead of that where you get this southerly flow. That's going to be cranking our temps mid 70s tomorrow, upper 70s. Still a possibility that somebody could hit 80 degrees on Wednesday before that upper level low comes into close enough proximity, I think, certainly by late morning Thursday to bring some showers, possibly even some thunderstorms. We'll have to watch that. If it does wait until the afternoon, there could actually be some gustier storms that want to shift on through. That upper level low just kind of meanders nearby, folks, through Thursday, Friday, even some of the models meandering it nearby Saturday and Sunday. So cannot rule out a shower really on any of those days, though I think Thursday and Friday would be our best chance for some rainfall. It turns out a little bit cooler in the lower half of the 60s, but still not too bad through Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and even into early next week. Now watch the model as we put it in motion. High resolution does have these high-level clouds around. That's what they will be, high level. So radiation does fight on through. You can see this through tomorrow morning. Best sunshine GR and southward, but even into the afternoon. I mean, the model's showing you that the clouds just aren't that thick. So that's key. The atmosphere's warm. We're going to get into the mid-70s. Any convection of showers and storms well out to the west over Wisconsin, that's where they will stay. Derek and Janice right on through Wednesday as well. So even though we do retain this stray shower chance Tuesday into Wednesday, I mean, you'd be very, very unlucky to get it. I think the majority are warming up big time, and then there's that chance for rain. Best chance Thursday into Friday.
All right, Anthony, thank you. Situation at the